10 minutes to go back there and make sure the bastard's dead. Move, Lieutenant Baird.
There goes a record. What? I went from lieutenant to war criminal in less than a week.
As you were.
The accused are denied any right to an attorney and may not question the authority of this tribunal.
So we can't ask why you're doing this now.
At the conclusion of this tribunal, I will issue a fair and swift verdict.
Right, of course you will.
Colonel, are we being charged with doing our job?
The charges will be defined as I hear your testimony. Now, Lieutenant Baird, begin with the last time we saw each other.
Since this war began, our cities have been falling one by one. And Command has no idea
This
who
is the
or what's
UIR sniper rifle.
This isn't a gun! It's a combat! We got a healing canvas!
Wiped out, sir. Everyone?
Luma sent us. Where should we go?
You're not Onyx.
I'm Onyx.
No, you're not, Cadet. Stay here and defend this area. The East Wing is getting hammered.
Black Force said they were losing the East Wing. He didn't mention they lost everything on the way there.
You! Hold this room. There's something big out there.
We were all a little shaken up. That grub was upsetting in 12 different ways. It was time to talk to Paddock.
Oh no! Hell no! I don't do bugs!
What have they done to my marksman?
A sniper rifle with no scope! Ha! Those grubs are
Our
real!
comms were sputtering back to life. Whatever was blocking the signal must have moved on. Kilo to control. I need Loomis.
What is it, Lieutenant?
Colonel, some grub riding a monster just wiped out every rifle at the museum. Request guidance.
Kill the grub, hold the museum.
Colonel, Paddock here. This grub, Goraznia, they called him Khan.
This isn't Goraznia.
My army threw all we have at him.
Colonel, what about the lightmass missile?
Cadet, leave strategy to men with bars. I don't want to hear a word from any of you until Paddock's boogeyman is dead, and I'm gonna...
missile work?
It's classified, but there's one here in Helvo. The inventor teaches at the academy.
Yeah, Professor Elliot. I worked in his lab at LaCroix before he went military. The missile draws power from refined emulsion. The more emulsion, the bigger the boom.
Courtesy of your big boom.
God.
How close were you to the impact point?
Close enough. That thing would burn up this entire city.
This one's low yield. After the Hammer of Dawn, Elliot stopped working on it.
How low yield?
Baird, or Lieutenant, to fire that thing, you have to get the targeting beacon, the launch codes, personally activate the missile on site, and get this all approved by command.
Control, Kilo here. So, we're gonna get the lightmass missile online and use it to kill General Khan. Any objections?
Works for me. All right, come on, cadet. You're going back to the academy. That's an order.
Cadet Hendrik, I'm curious to hear what it takes to convince an Onyx Guard cadet to steal one of the COG's most powerful weapons.
I was against it, sir.
That's right. Run to Daddy.
Maybe you could show me and the army you volunteered for a little respect.
I tried that, and look what it got me.
Cadet?
Colonel, I'm an academy cadet. I had to see if my friends were all right. The campus had been hit. Hard. If I saw any bodies, I wasn't gonna look too closely. I was worried I'd recognize them. Before entering the lab, we needed to clear security. I was still in the system. From there, we had to follow the bot off campus, and make sure no one damaged him. The bot was holding up well. I just hoped he still knew where he was going. He couldn't exactly beep, "I'm lost," could he?
That's the Raven we saw earlier, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's scavenge whatever equipment we can. That's all we can do now.
So, Paddock. Are you here as Major Paddock of the UIR, or Private Paddock of the COG?
Whichever one you like less.
The Open Arms program may have given you our uniform, but you and I remain enemies.
Fine. Let's settle this like enemies then.
Hey, that's enough! Stand down. You Goroznys weren't known for treating prisoners very well. I'm sure you know nothing about it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You don't seem like a man who takes orders. Why even follow Baird?
You might say I had an ulterior motive. Professor Elliot was the only one who had the launch codes for the lightmass missile. His missile. Thanks to him, half of my face was burned. Step by step, we were getting closer to Elliot's mansion. I kept thinking, who could live through all this? We found a truck. It made a nice bridge. We'd almost reached the professor's mansion.
There's no way we'll get past it.
So we came all this way for nothing.
There's another entrance not too far from here. Front.
Mortars! The grubs are gonna flatten that house if we don't stop them.
We couldn't get into the professor's house until we eliminated those mortar squads. Every mortar squad. There was one left, which was good. I was getting sick of the sound of incoming.
One of our best weapons! Bush is Gorazny for both!
Sophia took us to the professor's secret entrance. We all knew what was up with the two of them by this point.
Private Augustus Cole. You've been atypically quiet until now.
Y'all, listen up. All we gotta do is...
I assume you actually listen to your crash ball coach from time to time?
Trash ball. You're not a fan.
Pretend war? No. How are you finding the real thing?
I've been more comfortable.
Then unburden your mind.
First time I was on Onyx Point, my tour guide was drunk. So was I. Even back then, the place had bad security. Couldn't tell which way led to the lightmass missile. Kept opening up the heaviest looking doors. Eventually, we picked the right one. The place was huge. I knew finding that missile wasn't gonna be easy. Guess that's the point of hiding it there. I was starting to worry they already found what we were looking for. Khan plus the lightmass missile? That's a world I don't want to live in.
Knocked out the big cedar. Comms back online. All units move out to the Museum of Military Glory. We'll take back this city block by block.
Lieutenant, you have to tell him what we're doing.
All right, all right. Colonel Loomis, Lieutenant Baird here.
Lieutenant, what is your position?
Onyx Point. We've just activated the lightmass, and we're about to...
Not another goddamn word, Lieutenant. That missile is sitting in that silo for a reason.
Colonel, you have no idea what you're up against.
I know exactly what I'm up against. The grub who killed a bunch of worthless Indies. I'd shake the bastard's hand if I could.
Then you and your men will die.
Lieutenant, arrest Private Paddock and remain on that rock. Actually, no. Cadet Hendrick, arrest Paddock and Lieutenant Baird if he resists you.
This is Omega 2. We're pinned down 2 blocks from the museum. We need an evac.
We're mobilizing, Sergeant. We can have a Raven to you in an hour.
We don't have an hour.
We could be there a whole lot sooner.
I'm gonna rescue Omega.
That's a coincidence. So am I.
It's done.
The door was the only way back to the missile lab. And now it was shut tight. It was time to get back to the beach.
How did you get off that island, Private?
Oh, that was the fun part.
You people astound me.
Evac is waiting. Respectfully, you might want to consider postponing the tribunal to...
You might want to consider getting back out there and fighting, Captain.
Sir, they're right outside!
Then it'll be a short walk.
This is crazy.
I'm waiting on you. Finish up.
Colonel Loomis, Karn had already wiped out several Onyx companies. Did you really think you had things under control? These grubs are smarter than we think. Kilo of patrols coming in. Let's set up a little surprise. Earlier in the day, Old Town seemed deserted, even though it hadn't been properly evac'd. Where did everyone there go? Now we knew. The rooftops. They thought they'd be safe. They thought wrong. Karn was sending in his best grubs. I was starting to wonder if maybe he was afraid of us. Only a little bit more until he reached the museum. Of course, killing Karn meant sacrificing the bot. I didn't feel great about that. But, the hell with it. I could build another bot. Bye-bye. All right, looking good. Any last words for our pal?
What? The bot?
What's its name anyway?
Jack.
No. It's Troy.
That's a terrible name.
You won't have it for long.
Cadet Hendrick, what is your position?
We're aiding another unit, sir.
What unit? Did you stay on the island as ordered?
Colonel, if we don't fire the lightmass, everyone in Halvo Bay is going to die.
Lieutenant, listen carefully. That weapon is being saved by smarter men than we for a purpose. If you fire it, I will have you tried and shot.
Fine, I'll see you in court. I suggest you take cover, sir.
This is Omega 2. We're a little roasted, but clear.
This court has reached a final verdict. Any last words?
Are we getting on that Raven so you can actually shoot us somewhere else?
Your boogeyman? Doesn't look so tough.